friends, welcome back to my channel. Paula here, and we're at my desk where I've been crafting. Today is Saturday Morning Makes. A happy Saturday to you. If you're new to my channel, welcome and hello. I hope you'll consider subscribing. It's not just crafting, it's cooking, it's baking. I enjoy sharing the things that take place in my home that bring me joy with all of you. And one thing that I've been doing that has been bringing me a lot of joy is Saturday Morning Makes, which is a collaboration brought to us by Jill Norwood, whose channel I'll link in the description box. This has grown exponentially to encompass all kinds of arts and crafts, soup to nuts. Whatever you find you enjoy, share it. I think it's international now. It's definitely not just artists and crafters in the US. It's spread to all over, which is so awesome because I am loving making new friends and finding new crafts and new inspiration. I didn't participate last week with Thanksgiving. I just was so busy, and I'm, of course, with the holidays coming, with Christmas, the busyness is not ending, but I have been working on my Christmas cards, so I wanted to share them, and a couple of other things I wanted to share. Also, my kitchen is upside down right now because we're painting the kitchen itself and the cabinets. So I'm a little discombobulated, but crafting is one of my most favorite pastimes. And it brings me a lot of joy and peace. And that's why I love doing it. So, many people will argue and say, it's not an art, it's a science. It is a science, but it's also a lost art that we moved away from with the introduction of convenience foods. But I've been watching some homesteaders over the last 2 years who can, which is obviously the art of food preservation. And I really became enamored with it. Petrified of botulism, so I really watched. I follow only those who do approved recipes. I have nothing against anyone who's a rebel canner. Everyone has to do what's best for their own family, but I only follow the book. I don't do anything outside the box because I'm afraid of something going wrong. And one of the easiest things to can are jams and syrups. So that's part of my repertoire this holiday season for some gifts. And these are some of the things I made. This is a Christmas jam, and it's raspberries and cranberries and pear. It is so delicious. I don't even have words for it. The kids loved it. My husband ate it and was like, oh boy, this is good. This is a spiced peach rum sauce. Obviously, peaches. It's made with spiced rum, and it's a wonderful addition to ice cream, grilled pork or chicken. My husband doesn't eat anything peach unless it's picked off the tree. He doesn't like peach pie, peach jam, peach jelly, none of it. He tasted this and he loved it. So good. I also made apple butter. Oh boy, this is delicious. It's so good on toast. I put it in my oatmeal. Really, really good. And this is carrot cake jam made with carrots, obviously, and pineapple and pear, with lovely spices, clove, nutmeg, cinnamon, and a little hint of Grand Marnier. It is delicious. This is much like a cantaloupe jam that I made, is so good if you do a cheese platter or a charcuterie, brie, cream cheese, boursin, soft goat cheese, soft cheeses like that, with a little dollop of carrot cake jam. Oh, delicious. So that was what I was busy these past few weeks with, canning. Also, at night, when I'm watching television, I sit in my chair, and this is going to be a peppermint candy quilt or afghan that I am crocheting. And it's so cute. It whips right into a little peppermint candy. And so I've been doing that at night. And I find crocheting very relaxing. I love just sitting there, and while I'm chilling, oftentimes the television kind of becomes background noise, which is okay, but I like doing that. And next up on my cards, I'm doing two different cards. This one is serene, is how I feel when I look at this. It's a calming, quiet, serene vibe. And I just cut with my dies snowflakes. This was Tim's Christmas words. This is the inside. This is a print and, well, it's not a print and cut. It's one of the phrases on Silhouette. I'm not 100% sure about that one, because I picked another one for the Santa. I might just put it in here too. But this is one card I made, and I use metallic paper. Again, I'm trying to use as much of my scraps as I can. And then this one is more traditional. I made a bunch more of the Santas, and I just love them. And these are the Lily of the Valley. I printed them up, and I do it in my Silhouette. I do a trace so that I don't have to cut these by hand. The Silhouette cuts them for me. But I kind of inked it to give it a little bit more vintagey feel, and I glittered up his beard. This is a main layer, and I colored his face, and then another layer is the beard, and I kind of lift up to give it a little dimension. Then I cut more of his hat, and I do a glitter where his fur trim is, so I do the glitter. And then I cut more of the holly leaf and bump that up. And I put, this is the Nouveau glitter glue I put in. And then I did Nouveau drops in the corners. This is, I want to say Paper Studio, I believe, from an 8x11 pad. Oh gosh. I probably still worked at Hobby Lobby when I bought this, so it's probably from 2015. This paper, I don't know where it is. I went looking for it in my stacks and I can't find it, so it was a scrap piece. I don't know where the heck it came from. I'm a little upset about that, but what are you going to do? And then this paper is from Die Cuts with the View stack that I've had, again, oh boy, probably 5 years, 6 years. I have enough paper in my stash that I can lay it in a line and go from my house to my mother's house in Brooklyn, New York. I have no doubt about it. That's how much paper I have. And I'm trying to stay away from pattern paper now because I have so much of it. What I usually will buy is cardstock, just solid cardstock, because I use that in making cards and, you know, die cutting. But whew, too much paper. And then this is going to go on the inside like so. And then I will print out my greeting and our signature. I wish I could, but because my hands hurt so much now, I can't write cards by hand anymore. And it does bother me because I never was one for a printed card. I always wrote a little note and signed each of our names, which through the years has gotten smaller because my children have moved on into their own homes with their own families. So now instead of 8 signatures, there's only 5 of us. But my hands have become so painful, it's just easier for me to print them up and I place it in. But I really like the way he came. I can't remember what paper that is, but that's a scrap also. And this is another pattern I used. That, oh my gosh, I love this paper. Oops, I'm hitting the camera. That comes from this Christmas. I have to get it so you can see. I want to say 3 birds. Of course, now I can't find it. Wait a minute. Well, maybe it's my mind's eye. I can't find the exact one. But it's such a beautiful paper, and I've had it, again, I probably had it 4 years. This is a tough one to part with. He has a beautiful Santa image. I'll show you that too. I'm sorry, I should have had this stuff out. But sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants and I don't know what I'm going to share at that exact moment. But, oh, how I love this man. Look at this. And as you can see, I kept these 2. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but sometimes you just don't have the heart to cut. And I just didn't have the heart to cut. So, beautiful. And both sides, this is just as beautiful. So, I have a few more to make, and I have some here still. So these are a little more traditional Christmas card. So I'm going to finish these up today and get ready to get these out. But that's my Saturday morning makes. I'm hoping I'll be able to share next week too. Again, if you're new, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Please, please subscribe to Jill. She's such a lovely woman, filled with such grace and warmth and love. Her channel, oh my goodness, a font of inspiration. Her tags are outrageously fantastic. And follow the hashtag SatMornMakes on Instagram. I'm not sure about Facebook. To be honest, I haven't really looked to see if it comes up on Facebook, but it does come up on Instagram. And, of course, on YouTube, you'll see a bevy of wonderful artists who share awesome work. So I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. I know it's going to be busy here with painting. I'm excited about that. At some point, my house isn't decorated yet. Obviously, I want to be done with the kitchen. I will do, because I think it was Crafty Bean, Tina, said something about sharing your trees, and I know Jill does curating Christmas, so I think I'll show my home once it's decorated. I live in a house that was built in 1893. It's a Victorian home. The day we got this house, I was filled with joy because I love Victorian homes. And when I was a kid, upstate New York, we had a summer home up there, and we drive around the towns, and boy, there was tons of Victorian homes. Oh, how I loved them. So when we finally bought one here in Southern California, it was a dream come true. So I'll share when she's all decorated. In the meantime, friends, have a wonderful week. Try not to get too frazzled. I sometimes feel it creeping up because you feel like you're under the gun. You have to get stuff done. Take a breath. Take a minute to look around you. Enjoy some Christmas movies. Breathe and choose joy. See you next time. Thanks for watching.